Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Saz. It is nice to meet you. So obviously Christmas is coming around and people are going to be doing Christmas parties and stuff like that. So I thought I would show you guys a really easy sort of Christmas party look. Brows first. I'm going to use the Jamie Lee Cosmetics brow lick. This at the moment is my go-to for my brows. So I've been doing my sort of usual routine a little bit differently. Then I use this. I actually put my primer on now before I even go anywhere near my eyes. So I'm going to use the Beauty Crop Pore Filter primer, and I just take a little bit of this. I do not like the pump. It is just like this one. You have to keep it upright, like you have to keep it down like that, otherwise it just doesn't come out very well. I didn't realise. I also like the Cocoa Gold as well, so I just pop this here. Most of the stuff I say in here is classed as drugstore. So the primers, I believe this size is £10. So yeah, so I'm trying to keep it as sort of like an affordable look. This is the Wee Tree gripping primer. So yeah, I put that on, and then it just, by the time I then go to do my base, it's really tacky. Right, and now I'm going to use the P. Louise base because it's what I have. They are at the moment in a sale, but I think a lot of the shades are sold out, but these are usually around £10. So for an eye base, I say if you're trying to keep it as cheap as possible, obviously expensive, but you could use concealer. I just prefer to use the eye base. This is in 0.5. Okay, I've had to take the hairband off because the gems go all the way down and they really irritate my ears. So I'm going to use the P. Louise Wedding Wish XL palette. You can use any neutral palette you have. You can use bronzers. Doesn't have to be expensive. I believe this is in the sale. I don't know whether it's still available, but I'm going to use the browns of this, and I just going to literally use a massive fluffy brush. It's the 670 brush, and it is massive compared to sort of like a, so yeah. Right, I'm gonna go in with a very neutral brown. I'm gonna go in with the shade Endearment, which is this one here, and I'm literally just gonna take it all over my lid at the moment. So make sure that there's no creases. And I literally just, on a big fluffy brush. I started doing this recently, like sort of taking this massive brush and just putting a wash of colour through the lid. It just gives you that little bit of colour, and you know, you don't have to spend hours doing your makeup. Like my best friend, she's not into makeup, but she does like to wear it, and she's bless her, she does so well with her makeup. I made her a little tutorial and I just love it. Like she really enjoys doing it. But yeah, so you just don't have to take long. She definitely wants me to do her makeup. I'm so scared to do makeup on other people. Like my mother-in-law wants me to as well. But I'm just really anxious to do it because I don't know how well I do it, because I've never really done makeup on anyone. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just a bit anxious at that shade now. So I'm going to try and do like a smoky eye look. So for this, I'm going to use slightly smaller brushes. So I'm going to take the shade Honeymoon, which is a sort of a dark brown, and I'm going to use my tape for this and I'm just going to get it as close to the lash line as possible. And then I'm just going to brush off the excess and then just start to buff it out. And then I'm going to take a P. Louise E6, which is a much bigger version of this. I'm going to take the shade Hubby, which is next to Honeymoon, and then just start to layer on top of it. And I'm just going to start to just pop some of this in the crease, just buffing upwards, whatever's on the brush. Then take a teeny bit more of Hubby and then start in the crease. Take this brush again and use whatever's left on there just to start buffing the crease out. And then, okay, so this is what we've got so far. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this and then I'll do this eye with you. So I've done it so it's like a smoky wing but simple, because I wanted to do a simple look, okay? So obviously we're going to go with this little brush on Honeymoon and we're going to create that wing. So we're going to go with this brush that I used last time as well, on the shade Hubby. I also feel like this time of year a lot of people start to sort of like, they sort of do a little bit more makeup than they usually do, just because it's like Christmas. I remember I used to, as a kid, like when I first started getting into makeup, Christmas, I felt like, oh, it's my jam, I can go all out. And one year before I discovered sort of a lot better quality makeup, I got these Revolution palettes, and in there was like green and red sparkly eyeshadows, like glitter eyeshadows, and I spent ages doing my makeup and I thought it looked really, really good. And a particular person, when they greeted me, went, oh, I thought you had a bruise on your eye. Never quite got over that, tell you that. So yeah, but I still love Christmas and I do find I go for more neutral looks now. So I'm going to take a P. Louise 272 brush and take the shade Handsome, and I'm just going to start to work it into the crease and then sort of go over that bit, and then I'm going to take it all the way into the inner part of the eye. Yeah, that I got to say, that absolutely broke my heart, because I spent so long doing my makeup. I'm just like, bruises are usually purple and green, black, not green and red. Yeah, and then P. Louise, and again 299, these are my favourite brushes. I'm going to take the shade Pledge, which is a little bit further along from Handsome. We're just going to buff all over, starting to sort of blend it a bit more seamlessly into the skin. You do not have to do all of these steps at all. You could just do like not do the wing and just do the shades without using Honeymoon and Hubby, and just sort of create a very neutral eye look. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in with this big brush, and I'm actually going to take Endearment and the shade Rock, which is a sort of a neutral stony kind of shade, to just start blending all of this out. The thing is, with the bigger brushes, it's so much easier and get stuff done a lot quicker. I'm going to go back in with the 272 with a little bit of Handsome, and actually going to mix a little bit of Pledge, just to just to deepen it a little bit more to match this side. And I don't have a P. Louise one of these, like a thick one, so this is a Trigwell T09. I'm going to take the shade Loyalty, which is like a cream, and I'm just going to tap it into the lid and just sort of just buff it in. And I mean, you could easily leave this look like it is, and it's going to take whatever's on this brush and just buff over the shades so they kind of blend in. Okay, you could literally leave it like that if you don't want any shimmer, and you could use Yours Truly, which is a pure white. Yeah, so you could, if I lift it up, you could literally use this, which is a pure white, on your inner corner if you didn't want any shimmer. And I mean, you can use shimmers from here if you wish. They are absolutely stunning, but I'm going to use something else because I absolutely love them. I'm going to mix Drip Drip and Bubble Trouble from Made by Mitchell. These aren't necessarily the most affordable. I think they're about £15. I'm going to take this is a Made by Mitchell one. This isn't it ME2, but you just need one that is really loose and fluffy like this. What I do as well is I take some on my brush and then I tap it and work it into the brush, and then just start tapping it into the lid. You do not need to do this step if you don't want to, but I'm just going to pop a little bit of eyeliner on. This is the P. Louise Fall in Line. It's in brown sugar and cinnamon. I haven't actually used this yet. I got this in the sale. This was £3.30. So we're going to swatch it together and see what it's like. Hopefully one of the shades will be okay. So this one is cinnamon, and then which is almost like a terracotta-y brown, and this one is brown sugar, which is much lighter. I'm gonna go with the darker one because obviously I've got darker liner on. It's too light, you can't actually really see it, but I've done it anyway. Pull the tape off. Okay, so that is that look down. Now let's do the base. By the way, I'm going to leave these on because I think they do dry down and they actually do look really nice. Just definitely a touch too light for how dark my shadow actually is. Trust it. Oh, here we go. Right, okay, so Christmas is all about the glam, the shimmer. So we're going to pop a little bit of this primer on. It's the Ekin-Su Radiant Glow, and I use the shade Light Medium 02. I'm going to use a brush, and like the other stuff, I like to just work it in, and I'm just going to pop it sort of actually sort of on the high points a little bit. You don't really need too much of it, and then I just think it's actually a really nice product. Foundation, I'm going to use the HNB Airbrush Focus because I haven't used it in a long time. So I thought let's get it out today. And I'm going to use the brush that comes with the skin tint one. I will say I do not like this packaging because I find it can be really sort of like annoying because it doesn't, like, the pump doesn't always work very well. We're going full coverage today, but there are a lot of sort of cheaper alternatives for this. I like the, let me get it out. I don't know if you can still get it, but the Born to Glow by NYX is absolutely stunning, and it's around about £10. So this is going on quite nicely actually with this brush. I still will go over it with my sponge. Anyone actually ready for Christmas? Unicorn green egg, absolute ride or die sponge for me. Apparently they're coming out with a purple one, so they have a pink one, but I don't really like the shape of that one, so I got the green one. I need to get a new one actually, because it's the only one I've got of the green egg now, and I'm actually running out. I do like their peach one, but this one I just like the most. But I am kind of ready for Christmas in some ways. So this is what the foundation is looking like. I will say my face definitely is a bit drier than usual. I'm going to do a little bit of the colour correcting, which is use the airbrush soft focus concealer in SF2N. I think this one's a little bit cheaper than the fine concealer, so that's why I picked it, but it is really nice. Yeah, so Christmas is, I think I'm like kind of ready for it. Obviously not finished like presents and stuff like that. We've got a couple of people's Christmas presents. I started on my babies, which are my nieces and nephews, absolutely months ago. Last year we went on holiday. There was like a mix of my birthday holiday and like an anniversary thing, and we went into it, House of Fraser, but where we were it was called Jollies. It just made me like, I was like, what is Jollies? And I went in, I was like, oh, it's House of Fraser, but I love to know, why did you just call it Jollies everywhere? And I found my nephew's present and my niece's present, and my nephew's present was this absolute humongous Hot Wheels thing, and it was really, really reduced. It was like £100 and we bought it for like £39 or something, and it's absolutely massive. There's a massive dinosaur in it, and oh my god, it took forever to actually put up when we saw them. It is absolutely massive. And I said to my sister, what about this? It was like another sort of Hot Wheels thing. She went, I think you got a big enough one last year. So right, setting spray, I'm going to use the P. Louise one. This one is £12 at the moment, but another affordable one. I say it's affordable. I'll give you a couple of, okay, so the NYX Dewy Skin Setting Spray. I do like this one. It's a Beauty Crop, the Glow Milk one. I can't find it. It looks like this, but with like a peachy lid. That I believe is around £10. Also, another primer that I really recommend is the Plump Right Back. I think this though is about £15, and it has got shimmer all over it. Yay! I just realised I wiped off the liners, but yeah, the reason why I haven't used it is because I have literally like this much left, but this is absolutely stunning. I really, really recommend this one. Just don't use it as much at the moment because I just don't have any left. I probably should have asked for it for Christmas, but never mind. I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on. I just needed some hydration back in my face. It does have a slight floral scent to it, but it's not heavy. It doesn't really linger. But yeah, this is I think £12.60 or £12.40 in the Black Friday sale. It's absolutely incredible. I'm probably going to buy another one. It's also cry proof pretty much, so you know. So next up we're going to do bronzer. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if I have anything cheaper than this in my collection. These are £7.50 I think at the moment. Trying to keep it as affordable as possible, but you could just use like a darker concealer. This is the P. Louise, the cheek of it in Caramelted. I just absolutely love this. Also the Doll Beauty Gimme Sun Cream Bronzer, which I believe is about maybe about 10 at the moment, but this one at the moment is my one that I like to use the most. It's really blendable, it's a good colour, and you can really build it up if you want to. I mean, it's just so blendable. I will say I have actually seen quite a few people comment that it's not the easiest to find your correct shade. I have to say I agree, because I kind of was looking and I was really unsure of what shades to get. So I sort of asking around, like, because obviously I've got quite a few friends who like makeup, so I kind of just asked around and I ended up going for caramelted toffee something. I ended up going for cookie cup toffee something, I've already forgotten, and the caramelted one, and I actually really do like them. I feel like you just sort of really nice and you can sort of build them up. The only thing I absolutely dislike and really do not enjoy at all is the packaging, because it's messy. I don't really enjoy how to use it. It's quite difficult to sometimes squeeze them, but other than that, the formula is absolutely banging. So yeah, next up we're going to do blusher. I don't know if, the thing is, I've got some blushes that are really affordable, and then other ones that I just have more colours of. So obviously Too Cute again, P. Louise again. I hate the packaging. I prefer this style, innit? The design compared to this one. These are the old ones, but I just hate the packaging. And then this one, I ended up taking off the sponge. So I just find the sponge is really hard to use. But this one is in the shade of Peach of My Heart. The reason I'm using this was because I wanted to use a peachy shade, and I don't have anything else really that's peachy in a cream blush that's any cheaper. So, but I'm trying, well, I'd say it's probably all very affordable at the moment in ways, because P. Louise have a huge sale on. So these are £7.50 at the moment, but sometimes you can get like 3 for £18, which is great. So I actually really like to go quite to town on blusher. I love blusher, but I've got to sometimes remember that I want a particular colour on my lips. So yeah, I just think they're absolutely stunning. When I do like that, because I've obviously picked up quite a bit, and I like to then just go over with a sponge and then add more if I want more. I just find it all just blends really well. Anyway, so anyone actually going to Christmas parties this season? Anyone? Put your hands up. I don't go out, guys. I literally never leave the house. Really do parties. So that is the blush. It's just stunning, isn't it? And now we're going to go into actual light concealer to brighten up the under eyes, using this one again. This is 0.5N. I just love a bright under eye, and then I take a little bit on my nose. I've lost my brush. Oh, I put it in my pot. I have a pot where I put all of like my brushes that I've used that are dirty, so that it's easier to store dirty brushes and let them sit there for a while. So yeah, as I was saying about Christmas, I'm kind of ready. I will say I am kind of ready. I kind of done it a little bit differently this year when it comes to the kids. I've asked, instead of asking for lists, I've asked for like what shoe size they are, what top, what bottom size are they, what is their interest, what are they really into at the moment. Because the one thing I find when you have a list, I find it can take away a little bit of the fun of Christmas for me as a buyer. I mean, I really like to go, like for the like parents and stuff, I'd rather a list because I'd rather know what they actually need. Because when it comes to like my mum, she'll be like, oh, well, I kind of need some new slippers, and her slippers will be like in desperate need of changing sort of thing. So I kind of actually prefer to do a list for parents, but then ask what the kids are into, so that when I go Christmas shopping, I can just sort of have a look and see stuff and be like, oh, this kid will really like this. And I will say, I actually went a little bit, I like to buy things as I see things sometimes. I'll show you, it's actually ridiculous. Because I kind of been like, I've done like, oh, I'll go out and have a look at the charity shops and get them like a book and stuff like that. And then I picked up little bits and pieces, and like this is like, I've got 5 kids, 5 little ones. Yeah, but it's hard because one of them is older, and then the oldest is 7, the youngest is 2, so they're all kind of different ages. But I just love going out and buying them stuff. It gives me so much joy. But yeah, I've gone out and I bought like things, but then I've kind of been like, oh, I was just like, right, I need to know what size they are, what shoe size they are, what are their interests, what they're really enjoying at the moment, and that's it. Because it stops the stress of my sisters having to find like lists and stuff, like decide what they want. And it kind of is, I don't know, I just think I'm just really enjoying how I've done it this year. So I can just go out and just buy whatever I want, to be honest with you. So but then my sister's like, oh yeah, they like Chelsea Barbie. And I'm like, what the hell is Chelsea Barbie? Was there more than one Barbie? And like, was it Gabby's Dollhouse or something? Like, I don't know what that is. So yeah, it's kind of been a bit like, yeah. But anyway, let's move on. Let's carry on. My powders, I don't really have that many that are all that affordable. I would say the Vitamin Babe by Beauty Co is really good. But my absolute favourite go-to is Jordana T-shirt. These are not cheap. And I have lost my mini marshmallow, which is what I wanted to use. You can get a mini one, which is £16. These are normally £30, so get a mini, it is slightly more. I've changed my mind, we're going to use affordable powder because I want to keep it as affordable as possible. So we're going to use a mix because I would really like to use 2 powders. So we're going to use a Vitamin Babe in Lilac under my eyes, which I believe is £10. And then the Trigwell Cosmetics in shade 1, which is £14. Obviously you do not need to use 2 different shades, it's just what I personally prefer. And with this one you do get a little powder puff. I don't know where my one is in that one, so we're going to use my little Trigwell powder puffs. These are I think £12 for 2 minis, which isn't too bad, but obviously you can choose the one that you get free. And then I tap it off, make sure there's no creases, and then we're just going to set obviously you don't have to use powder if you don't want to. You can use whatever powder you have got. I'm just trying to sort of use as affordable products as I possibly can. Also, if you don't have a setting powder for under your eyes, but you have the big palette that I use, you could always just use a mix of Loyalty and the white and kind of create your own. I'm just going to use the same puff and go into the Trigwell Cosmetics one. Again, I just tap it off, and then I'm just going to do one side of my face. I've obviously powdered under the eyes on that side, but we're just going to just show you, you don't have to powder, it just sort of smooths a little bit out. Anyway, I never used to powder at all, and then I just started to do it, and I always thought, oh, I can't use powder because I have dry skin, so I never used to use it. But after I've powdered, I go in with some setting spray, because I find that it makes it a little bit, goes on a bit better. It just stops it from being so dry. I'm going to use my Doll Beauty Give Me Sun because I don't actually really have that many bronzers at all. This is in the shade medium, and to be fair, a lot of the time when they say I do put these down to like £10, and they are absolutely massive. They're really, really, really big, and I've got a smaller one that is in the shade light, and I've had that for so long and I haven't actually fully hit pan yet, but I've just started to use the medium one and I just really, really like it. But again, you can get cheaper bronzers. I mean, you can get stuff from Poundland that are actually quite good. A lot of people really like the pressed powder and the bronzer. Some of the stuff isn't that great, but I definitely find that also the other one that I used to use all the time was Primark, but I then started using like Doll Beauty. But yeah, I'm just a little bit. You can get ones that are like £1. You do not have to spend much on your makeup at all if you do not want to. So blushes, I'm going to mix because I don't really have that many peachy blushes, like powder blushes for some reason. So I'm going to mix the this is the Peel Louise double blusher. I'm not sure what shade this is in because there's no shade name. There's no shade name, so I don't actually have a clue what shade it is, which is really, really kind of stupid. For some reason, like, why do you not put a shade on there? So I don't know what shade it is, but it is just really, really pretty. When do you put your Christmas tree up, by the way? I need to know, because we usually do the 1st of December, but I kind of wanted to do it today, but I got told no. Yes, when do people put their Christmas trees up? I think my mother-in-law has done hers today. She's got my nephew, so it's a bit of fun, really, isn't it? Like, we used to have a real tree when I grew up as kids. When I was growing up, but obviously now we just have a fake tree. Right, so highlighter, I've got two options. As I said, you can get cheaper, much cheaper highlighters. You do not have to spend much. So the Doll Beauty do highlighters. This one is a palette. They don't do this anymore, but they do Shine Bright and Like a Diamond in singles. I think they're around about £6. The one I really want to use today, it is discontinued. I do apologise, but if you can get hold of it, it's a Jordana Tisha loose powder and ice out, and it comes with a cream bit, so just tap that on. I know it's discontinued, and I know you can't get it, but you can. Some people are selling them on like Vinted, and stuff. So you can get them, you just have to get them second hand. But these, I don't know what the reason why she discontinued them is because people didn't want to pay the money that they were for a highlighter, which I totally understand. But also they're just so incredible and they last absolutely ages. I have rose tinted as well. I mean, just look at that. Oh, I don't have that many drugstore highlighters anymore. I actually got rid of a load because a lot of them I just weren't reaching for at all, and there's no point me keeping stuff if I'm not going to reach for it. Like, I've got other people who can make use of it rather than it just sitting in my drawer where I'm not touching it and stuff like that. Oh, I just love it. And it's going to pop a little bit on my brows bone. Instead of doing shimmer on the inner corner, I just use a little bit of that white from the eyeshadow palette. I don't think I'm going to do anything on the lower lash line because I don't think it really needs it. And we're going to do mascara. I'm not going to do lashes today. I'm going to use my Primark mascara, which is the Duper Sky High. Okay, let's do lip. So I actually have affordable lips. These are really affordable, I personally think anyway. I believe they're about £5–6 for both. Lipsticks are £3.50 and our matching liners are £2.25. But at the moment, if you spend £12 on MUA, you get a free mystery bag as well. No idea what's in. Obviously we're going red, and I'm going to show you my two favourite shades from. So this one is, I think, Razzleberry. Yeah. So this first one is Razzleberry, and it is honestly stunning. And then the next shade is called Agenda. I'd say Razzleberry is probably a little bit more plum red, and Agenda is a bit more, say, orange red. So this one is the Agenda and this one is Razzleberry, and they are really, really nice. The lipsticks are matte, creamy matte lipsticks, and they are really, really stunning. So we're going to use Razzleberry. My lip liner definitely needs sharpening, and I will say these are actually really good sort of. So if you look at this one, this is a Kylie one, the only one I've got to hand. Can see the difference in how much you get, and also this stops here and this, so obviously, like, so yeah, I can't remember what goes on what now. So yeah, these are really good. These are, I've got the other colour I've got in this is TLC, and that is stunning, and they don't do that anymore. But it definitely needs a sharpen. You just see how easy this is gliding on. Obviously it's not going to be the most precise because it is blunt, and I'm not lazy, I can't bother to get my sharpener. So it's the lipstick, and for a matte lipstick it goes on stunningly. I have so many other really kind of more expensive reds, but these are just as nice, and these are just as good as the other ones. And this is everything. I mean, you can go to town and you can add gems if you want to, and you can add lashes if you want to, but I just, sometimes you just don't want to put lashes on, or you don't know how to, and I'm one of them people who is not the best at putting lashes on. But you can get like individual lashes, so you could pop some of those on, or whatever you want, basically. Yeah, what do you guys think? I think it's a really nice Christmas party, even like a Christmas Day look, because very simplistic base and some just sparkle on the eye, a beautiful red lip. Can't go wrong with a red lip at Christmas time. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. I absolutely love it. I think my basics were really nice, and yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you fancy something else similar to this, like maybe a more higher end version of this, then let me know. But I have tried to use as affordable products as I possibly can, because sometimes I just don't have certain ones, and I did cheat a bit because I did use a discontinued highlighter. But the Maybelline highlighter in Sandstone is absolutely stunning, and obviously that's probably about £5 or £6. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you like Christmas? Do you celebrate Christmas? Have you got a Christmas tree up yet? When are you doing it? I need to know all these questions. I need to know. When have you got your tree up? It feels a really important decision, isn't it, when you put your tree up? But anyway, I will see you in the next one. So bye.